And welcome back, Montreal, to Suburban Radio. I'm Beryl Wiseman, editor of the Suburban, with my dear friends and colleagues, Anthony Bonaparte, features editor, Mark Lidbetter, sports editor, and Mike Cohen with everything you need to know about entertainment and society news. And I really look forward to this, Anthony. Anthony's talking to our own Jennifer Cox.
The best part of my segment.
The best part of the show.
Talking to Jen.
Wow, you guys are great for my ego today. Thank you so much. What an introduction.
Don't say we never did anything for you.
And we speak highly of you when we're off air.
We actually do.
All the time.
And we're giving no credit for it because Lidbetter over there is busy making puns instead of actually being our Boswell and writing down our bon mot.
But we always say great things about Jen. Keeps us together. And keeps us sane.
Yes, and she's got a great radio voice.
Exactly. You said that. How you doing, Jennifer?
I'm okay. The bar is set very high now. I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
I'm filled with my usual joy and optimism, Anthony.
Yeah, we see that, Beryl.
You see that?
Yeah, it's spilling all over the table.
I knew my bottled water went somewhere.
You had a story in the past paper this past week on the study. You talked about it last week. Remind readers what it was about.
Yeah, absolutely. So the study, schools sent some grade 6 and 7 student ambassadors to a local daycare to do a reading program where they got to practice speaking in French. They read French books and then had little discussions afterwards, and it was a really fun win-win activity for the young ones and the older kids as well. So I wrote about that in this week's edition.
Great little story. And are you working on something for next week?
Yeah, of course. Always hard at work. So the MS Walk is coming up in the West Island. This is an amazing event. I get to cover it every year, which I love to do. This is actually the 50th anniversary year of the chapter and the 25th anniversary of the walk. So big year for that chapter. The walk takes place Sunday, May 26th at École des Sources in DDO, and people can register as an individual. You can join an existing team. You can actually form a team, and a lot of the money that they raise will be going towards research towards MS. So it's a really great event that's taking place out in the West Island at the end of the month.
You're relaunching something called the Community Spotlight video series that we've been running for a while at the Suburban. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so our Community Spotlight series is something I hold pretty near and dear to my heart. I work on it with our videographer, Jesse, and we go into local charities and organizations and kind of give viewers and readers a behind-the-scenes look at these organizations. So we've profiled many different charities in the past, and the one that we're working on that we'll be launching next in the coming weeks is on Gertie's Animal Rescue. So we're excited to share that charity with our readers.
Okay. You wrote a blog, Jen, about keepsakes and what we should do with all those certificates and artwork memories that our kids have. I read it and didn't see the word garbage or can anywhere in lead. Did I miss it or?
Well, no, I think I probably just cushioned it a little bit more than just throwing it in the garbage.
Just throw out, exactly.
That's right. Well, now's the time when a lot of us are doing spring cleaning. The school year is winding down, and so I had the fun task of cleaning out my closet recently, and it was just filled with so many things from my son's life. They bring home art projects and, tests with 100% great work written on it, and you feel so compelled to keep everything until it starts closing in on you. So I wrote a blog this week at thesuburban.com in our parenting section on some creative ways that you can kind of pare down all that stuff, but not have to necessarily completely get rid of it. I'll just say that.
It's not easy. I remember when I was a kid, I kept everything myself. every little hockey trophy that I got, it took me a while to finally say, okay, this from Adam A is... it had a piece of tin from Adam A when I was like 7 years old has to go.
You're not going to the shows. So
no.
What position did you play?
I played goal.
That's right, you told me, yes.
From the age of 7 till about 19, 20. And every trinket I got, I kept, and every A that I got in the paper I kept, and eventually it had to go. Those were sad days.
I was the same way. I have boxes and boxes of, I'm from the generation too where we printed photographs, right? So I have photo boxes and yearbooks galore. It was only when I moved into my own house and my parents were like, here, take all your stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I want all of this stuff anymore. It's a lot of stuff. So.
And you have one child. Well, what do parents do when they have like 5 or 6 of them?
It must be so difficult. Yeah, I have friends that have multiple children, and actually they're the ones that I asked. I said, what are you guys doing with all your kids' keepsakes? And they gave me some really great tips, so I incorporated those into my piece as well. So hopefully some parents can find some relief from all the keepsakes by reading the post over at thesuburban.com.
2 words. Garbage and can.
Got junk?
Montreal Science Center?
Montreal Science Center, yeah, this place is one of my favorite places to go as a family. They change up their exhibits on the regular, which is really, really nice. And you can imagine how excited I was when I got the press release about the new programming that's coming out for the summer. They have 2 new traveling exhibits coming out, as well as a new IMAX movie. I'm not going to say what they are, but they are definitely worthy of checking out, and I write about them over there on thesuburban.com as well.
Fantastic, Jen. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, you,
guys,
JMC. That's my new name, JMC for
Huh?
her initials, JMC.
Oh, what's the M stand for, Beryl?
She said it.
Do you want to out her?
What's wrong with her
On her
middle
middle?
name?
No, just go ahead.
It's a lovely middle name.
Nothing
Well,
wrong
now
with
that you said out her, I'm not going to say it.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah,
It's
well-
it's our secret.
It's our secret.
Okay,
yes.
fine.
Us and
And anybody who knows Jen and
and 100,000 Montrealers.
There you go. Okay.
It's perfect.
In the most recent feature section, Dr. Mitch, my favorite doctor.
Yes.
And you're always in pain, right?
Well, yeah,
in pain right now?
but what the hell?
Okay.
I'm not gonna go to a doctor for that. Just take a drink.
This past week, you talked about type 2 diabetes management, weight loss, and fertility drugs, too. In other words, you talked about Ozempic and Wegovy and all those drugs.
I noticed that. So, but Ozempic, people are taking ridiculously a lot, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's like a phenomenon right now.
For weight loss, but how does it help or hurt diabetics?
It's supposed to be for diabetes.
Because you reduce
first
the
of all,
weight.
I'm not Dr. Mitch. Don't ask me medical questions. I'm just telling you what I've read and what I've heard.
Well, I believe you've read deeply in this
if you want to, pardon me,
I believe you've read deeply in this field.
Anything I'm saying, please
Yes.
don't take as it's coming from a person with any training in this. I'm just basically reading what Dr. Mitch says here. So.
Okay, well, I think that's probably more than most people would know.
A phenomenon came out recently about that's been called Ozempic babies. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's when apparently there are women who have been infertile or run on the pill, and they've discovered that they're having babies whilst they're on Ozempic also, and they're starting to conflate the two. In other words, they think that Ozempic is acting as a fertility drug.
So weight loss, control of diabetes, and fertility drugs.
So what Dr. Mitch does in his latest piece is that he basically untangles.
I'm not saying anything. Okay.
For a change.
For a change. How's this? Much more intimate.
So without getting too much into the details here, there's something called unconscious bias. People who think that because they're on Ozempic and they've gotten pregnant, they think that maybe one has to do with the other.
Is that like a placebo effect for other pills?
Kind of. It's called unconscious bias. In other words, sometimes, for example, things happen on the Friday the 13th, and you basically, because it happened on that day, you think it's the 13th. Same thing, I often think that's like pseudoscience, like crystal balls and astrology. If something happens on a certain day, you think it's that. Well, it isn't necessarily that. So he explains that as one of the reasons. Also, he brings up the idea that if you lose weight, you might feel a bit more into getting busy, put it that way. Okay, if you know what I mean.
Boy, that is
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That is a hell of a circuitous way to go to just say making love.
I'm trying.
We're still allowed to say that.
I think so. I think so. And there are other reasons also. So read Dr. Mitch's piece.
Perfect.
In an upcoming issue, we have our FYI dropping on Friday. It's dropped on Friday, actually. That's our monthly digital magazine. And in it, we have pieces by Suzanne Weiser-Litwin, wine expert, sommelier, and columnist Mandy Robertson. Student journalist Isabella Belafi wrote a piece on the Pierrefonds Community Project. And a salutation to the great Oliver Jones, who received yet another award at the Grand Prix Dynasty, the Prix Doudou Boissel.
Okay, there's a prize after him. Okay,
exactly.
There should be a prize for Oliver Jones. Great man, great talent.
Exactly.
I had the honor of emceeing a tribute night to him at the Montreal Arts Centre. It was lovely.
Very cool. And Dr. Mitch next week also asks the question: do you have to break a sweat to benefit from exercise? And
you have to.
You don't necessarily have to.
I didn't know you had to exercise that much till you sweat.
No, you don't have to break a sweat.
Good, then I've been doing it right.
We think we should, but sometimes just taking a walk or, I don't know, minor activity, if you do it on a regular basis,
absolutely,
is helpful. And the health benefits of a hug. So I think after the show, we should all join in for
We're going to have a group hug here, and Marco's going to take a picture.
There you go.
Yes.
Take care, Beryl.
Excellent, sir. Thank you. And, if we had more time, I'd tell you why Friday the 13th, where it stems from, that it's a bad day. It's a bad luck day. I will leave you with it has to do with a certain Pope and the Knights of Malta. Beryl Wiseman out of the Suburban. Before we go to Mike Cohen, let's go to CJD Traffic Central.